Hi, this is Dave. Welcome to this Christian Business Insights podcast show where we strive to bring you principles and practices and tools and insights to help you build successful businesses and lives and fulfilled lives. We want you to sell better, lead better, and live better. So what does it mean to be a Christian salesperson? Christian salespeople live in a world of conflict. On one hand, the world pressures us for results, and on the other hand, our faith tells us to leave the results to God. So how do we navigate the tension between these two forces pulling on us? Well, one approach is to strive to add certain Christian principles and practices to our routines. And one Christian principle, the one I want to focus on today, is to be a good employee. Be a good employee. So how do we navigate being a Christian salesperson? One thing to do is be a good employee. We'll have others as time goes on, but that's the first. So what does it mean? What does it mean to be a good employee? Here's 10 very specific things. So number one, work hard for your employer. Work hard for your employer. You're not just working for your employer, you're working for Christ. Remember the bracelets that were in vogue a few years ago, said WWJD, what would Jesus do? Well, suppose you add a little contemporary spin on that, and whenever you're in a situation where there's a decision to be made, you ask, what would Jesus want you to do? In Colossians, I'm going to read Colossians 3:23 and 24. Work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as your reward and that the master you are serving is Christ. So work hard for your employer. That's number one, as if you're working for Christ. Number two, show respect for your managers, your supervisors, and your owners. Just as God has you in the position in which he wants you, so too has he put them in their positions, your managers and supervisors and owners and so on. So respect that and respect them. Express gratitude for your job and proactively seek ways to make them look good. Even if there is tension between you and your manager, find ways to honor and respect him or her. If there's any doubt, find out specifically what they want from you and strive to provide it. Think of them as a customer. You'd find out what the customer wants and strive to provide it. So too with your managers. Okay? That's number two. Number three, don't speak badly about anyone. And that means competitors, picky customers, obnoxious colleagues. Don't gossip. Don't talk about your customers. Don't speak badly about anyone. That's number three. Number four, adhere to the rules. Thinking we are above the rules is a common temptation for good salespeople. We become enamored with our role in the company and we get full of ourselves. We think we're just so important. We tend to shortcut the rules, thinking they apply to everybody else, but not to us. Christian salespeople don't succumb to that temptation. Adhere to the rules. Number five, be honest in everything. Be honest in everything. Don't overpromise to customers. Don't embroider situations for your manager. Don't exaggerate anything. You should become known as someone who is always honest and reliable. Number six, go above and beyond. Surpass minimum expectations. So if you're expected to make 5 calls a day, strive to make 6. If you have a quota of $1 million, strive for $1,000,001. Just constantly strive to go beyond what's expected, to give over and above what's expected. Number seven, strive for excellence in what you do. Excellence. Vince Lombardi once said this, quote, "We will strive for perfection, knowing full well that we will never attain it, but we will strive for it because in the process we catch excellence." So strive for perfection and catch excellence in the process. That's great advice. It tracks perfectly with Colossians 3, 23, 24, which I just read. Christian salespeople should strive to always be in the top 5% of their sales teams. I call those masters. The top 5% are sales masters. And a Christian salesperson should strive for excellence, strive to be one of the masters. And then excellence and influence. Number 8, seek opportunities to influence and embrace whatever opportunities come your way. So with excellence comes influence. When you seek excellence and become better and better, you will find opportunities to be influential. So proactively seek those opportunities. Find places where you can add a little Christian influence. Don't miss any opportunity that comes your way, and say yes to, requests to lead a prayer, to join a task force, to lead a meeting, anything like that. It's an opportunity to be influential. Accept it. Like salt, you have been sprinkled into a dark world that needs you to season it, and your presence adds a tiny bit of God's love and grace to the situation. So seek opportunities to influence and embrace them whenever they come your way. Number 9, this is a tough one. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Your employer hired you not just for the skills and abilities you possess, but also for your potential, who you could become in the future. So you have a responsibility to grow and develop to realize your potential. Be one of the 1 in 20 salespeople who routinely invest in improving themselves. I've observed over the years that if you randomly select 20 salespeople and survey them, you'll discover that only one out of 20, has spent $25 of his own money on his own improvement in the past year. Be the one. Be the 5% who actually invest in themselves. Buy the books, listen to the podcast, watch the videos, find something to improve every month. And by the way, one good source is our XI community. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So strive to create a greater impact in your world by becoming more competent and more accomplished. That takes a willful decision on your part. And number 10, shun even the appearance of evil. If anything looks shady or like a shortcut that someone may misinterpret, avoid it. Titus 2, 7 and 8 says this: in everything, set them an example by doing what's good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. So as a Christian in the world of sales, you are in a challenging position. It's tricky. But in the position you have a greater than average potential to make a mark for the kingdom. So here's 10 practices revolving around the principle of being a good employee. Add them to your routine. Strive to be a good employee. I'll have others, by the way, in this series. So look for this channel, other Christian principles for salespeople. Okay. Hey, by the way, I mentioned the XI community. So XI community, X stands for excellence, I for influence, excellence and influence, is a online community where we house, maybe 100 at least short courses, half-hour, hour courses for salespeople and sales managers and Christian business people. And so they're all free once you get inside. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes. Check out the XI community as a single source for content and exercises and so on to help you improve. All right. That's it. We're done. Bye-bye.